everyone. My name is Justin, and I'm joined here tonight by my best friend, Gage. We are Is It Scary, Wisconsin, and today, it's the review that I've been waiting for sure. Spooks on Spurr in New London, Wisconsin. Now, we have a nice little information card from them here. We have their schedule for their bands. And so, at my place of employment, there was a girl in my store one day. We were kind of chit-chatting back and forth. We were talking about haunted houses. I said, you know, I really like Revenge. Oh, yeah, I go to Terror on the Fox. Yeah, oh, Green Bay Fear, yeah. What's the one in Appleton? Burial Chamber. Yeah, Burial Chamber. Yeah, I go there too, you know. And she says to me, you should check out Spooks on Spurr. And I said, well, what the hell is that? She says, it's a new haunted house. They've been open for a couple of years. I actually work there. You should come down and check us out this season. So I said to my buddy Gage, we've got to go to Spooks on Spurr. Now, I didn't know anything about this haunted house going into it, other than that I knew somebody that worked there. And apparently, a girl I went to high school with works there. But I can assure you, none of that affects this review. So let's talk about it, Gage. Spooks on Spurr, located in New London, about a 45 to 50-minute drive from the Green Bay area.
Yep.
Now, talk about our experience pulling up with the parking. Let's talk about the ticket booth, talk about the waiting area, and just talk about kind of just the general feel as we were walking up.
Parking was pretty good. They got plenty of space for many people if everyone decides to come down. Initial impressions, as soon as you walk up to it, see this cute little corn maze. That's pretty cool, along with all the lights and stuff like that with the fog. Because you could tell there was a fog in the area with all the machines they had, which is cool. Adds to the effect.
The light up red path leading up to
red path.
Yeah.
Initial impressions were pretty cool. Even the whole band area and stuff. But when we looked at the house, that's when we were like, is this another morgue? But
so initially,
boy, were we wrong.
You know, yeah. So initially, I was kind of like, oh shoot, did we just get duped into paying $35? The house is $20, and the house is Mansion of Misery, and the forest is called the Forest of Freaks. Mm-hmm. It was $20 for the house and $15 for the trail or the Forest of Freaks. Boy, were we wrong.
There could be more wrong in my life on that one.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we were.
Yeah. Before I talk about my general, I'm not going to say concerns, but just general thoughts, I want to just go over kind of our experience at each location. So you get in there, you buy your ticket, you tell them, I want the Forest of Freaks, I want the Mansion of Misery, or I want both. They give you a card, and you go to the waiting area. They come on the little intercom, just like they used to do over at the morgue, and they call a set of numbers. Victims, yada yada, through yada yada, may now either report to the forest or to the Mansion of Misery. However they did it. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
It was quick, but
yeah, it was quick.
We were there beginning hours.
Yeah, we went there at opening. So we ended up doing the forest first. Mm-hmm. So we come around the back area, and they put you on a wagon ride behind a small tractor, and they take you around the property and up and down and across the road, and it was cool. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I was excited, and of course, me being skeptical, I'm watching for, have somebody jumping out or something going to happen here, and I'm thinking to myself, well, they should have had somebody, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, okay, it's a safety issue, and also they didn't really need it because you were already kind of creeped out anyway because it's pitch black out there. We come up to this place and we come up to a church, and we're greeted by some actors. I'm not going to go into details yet about that because I actually want to make a point about that towards the end. We get into the trail. The actors were very animated, very in character, never broke character. And I will tell you this, it was one of the best haunted trail experiences I've ever had.
Hands down.
I will say, out of the $15 that I paid, had I paid $20, it would have been acceptable. Mm-hmm. Very, very well done. In fact, the trail was my favorite part of the haunt.
Same here.
It was absolutely fantastic, expertly done. The actors used their corners, used the shadows, and used perfect hiding, stillness, and misdirection to really creep us out.
It was surprising how many animatronics they had outside, too.
Yeah,
they had quite a few, and lights and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
they had really, really well done lighting.
Special effects and stuff.
Special effects. There was a very high production value, and I was very, very impressed.
Mm-hmm.
They have, a couple different areas that play on different phobias. Again, I don't want to spoil it. It was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
You come to a campfire afterwards. Tractor comes around. You get back on the wagon, and you go back to the house area. And then if you have a ticket available for the house, you get in line for the house. Got in line, stamped our ticket. We were greeted by a wonderful actor who she knows who she is. You are stellar at bringing people into that house. Absolutely fantastic job. And the house was also a very positive experience. There were maybe some things that if I had a nitpick, I could. But for the most part, that house was excellent. Mm-hmm. And it kind of adds to the fact because the house is actually haunted. They actually had some deaths in the house way back when.
Makes it that much cooler.
It makes it that much cooler. It makes it that much more of an immersive experience. Before I say anything else, because I do want to kind of just talk about a few things that go on at this haunt. Gage, I want you to give your thoughts. Trail and then house. Omit as many spoilers as possible.
Yep. Trail, as you said, the whole trail ride up to it was pretty cool. Some incredible actors who definitely gave us a surprise. Again, more of which we will touch on towards the end. But the whole special effects of the trail, the fog, the way they use that, as well as so many tight nooks and crannies you had to go through, with some great scares. I got scared quite a few times and stuff.
We all did.
Yeah, and you and I are kind of hard to scare sometimes.
Yeah, but you're the toughest one to scare because I'm afraid of the dark. So you're like, if they scare you, I know it's good.
Yep. But going through that, honestly, like as you said, the trail has to be the highlight of that house for me. Especially for $15, $20. Again, that's an acceptable price. Now going from there, when we got towards the end of the trail, it's cool how they have a little bonfire that you can hang out at. Nothing too fancy, just something little there for you.
While you wait for the tractor.
While you wait for the tractor and it comes pick you up and bring you back. So I like how they do that because if they get you back to the house, then you know what's going to end because you hear the music and everything like that. But if you're going out to God knows bum truck nowhere, then you don't know when it's going to end, which makes it that much better. Now, riding back, going into the house, another great actor to introduce us, and a person sitting at the door also greeting us as well. That actor was pretty cool too. I really enjoyed, her character, just as much as the people on the trail in the initial start. The house its own self definitely was pretty cool. It was short. It was short, but I mean, you could tell by looking at the house from the outside that it's not going to be some long haunt.
It's not going to be like a 25-minute walkthrough.
No. But taking a look at the house, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, all right, the house may be okay.
Like, okay, when you look, we are going to make a little comparison here. When you look at the Terror on the Fox haunted house, like the outside of the house, it looks like a haunted house.
Exactly.
It looks straight up creepy.
This one looks like some dude's house.
The Spooks on Spurr haunted house looks like some dude's house with some decorations on it.
Now that's not bad.
No, I get it, right? I totally get it. But, like, the initial impression just wasn't there. Which is fine, because the actual delivery was incredible.
Yep, that's exactly why you and I were thinking, oh, we just wasted our money.
Yeah, we walked up.
Experience.
You actually walked over to me at one point and you're like, dude, I think we just wasted $35. I think we just got duped. And I'm like, well, we're going to find out. Because we're always skeptical. Right?
Gotta be.
Yeah, absolutely. You're dropping 20, 30, 35, sometimes $40 on these nights out. You want to have fun. You want it to be worth your money. So, overall, you enjoyed the house, though?
Yep, the house was great.
And there were some good scares in there.
good scares. They got me quite a few times, as well as actor to customer interaction.
Oh, it was so good.
How they spoke to us. They actually made us wait in a few rooms, be like, I'll let you figure out the way out if you want, stuff like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't tell you where to go. They messed with us. They actually, not to pick on your girlfriend or anything, but they actually singled your girlfriend out at one point because they could tell she was scared. And the actor was like, you're going to stay here with me. You guys go ahead. They would not let us continue until we left her. I wasn't going to leave her. And they actually forced us to leave her in that room. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really a big deal or anything, but it was really cool that they were willing to go that far to scare us and to make it more creepy. I loved that.
Yep. Also, let me add on, the slide was kind of cool.
Yeah, I actually didn't almost die on it, which
again,
was nice.
Another more thing, like, here's a slide.
That slide was better than the morgue slide, though.
The whole time we're thinking there's a bunch of high school / kid actors in there, like no adult. It wasn't even. Yeah. But yeah, enough.
The actors that were in there were great, even if they were younger. They were awesome.
Even if they were, I've never seen any actor like mess up or done any stupid thing. I'd be like, really, dude, come on.
Yeah.
But
they were all really in character.
All the way throughout the end was pretty cool. I wish it could be longer, but hey, good things comes in small packages sometimes.
Well, you're not totally wrong. So I want to talk about something, if that's okay with you. I want to move on and make a really serious point about Spooks on Spurr. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize this going into the haunt at all. Mm-hmm. So if you have a problem with actors touching you,
not grabbing,
not pushing, not
kinda
shoving,
like this, stuff like this.
Not hitting you,
but not like that.
They won't do that. If you have a problem with actors physically touching you, do not go to Spooks on Spurr because they will touch you.
Let me go ahead and add, I had a gentleman comment earlier talking about Spooks on Spurr saying you guys should go, which we already did at the point. He said this is also one of Wisconsin's only R-rated house. So that was based off a comment.
Oh, that house and that trail were R-rated.
Yep,
no question.
Definitely. So let me just go ahead and throw that out there. And thank you for the comment, by the way.
Yeah, Spooks on Spurr, not for kids. Do not bring your kids. I'm not saying like 15, 17 can't go, but do not bring a 5-year-old to Spooks on Spurr. No, that's way too young. That's way too young. Unless it's for like a kid's day or something.
Unless they really do enjoy it.
whatever. So anyway, so we were on the trail. They bring us to the forest, the Forest of Freaks location, and these two actors get up on the thing, and I'm just sitting there watching them, taking it all in. This guy walks behind me. First thing he does is he grabs for my back and like touches my back. And I'm like, I have never been touched by an actor without permission or a waiver. I'm like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. I'm getting ready to like punch somebody. The dude gets on the wagon. Oh, he got some fresh meat. And runs his hand across my head like this. I almost knocked the dude out. I almost hit him. I'm just like, I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm glad I didn't, for obvious reasons. You did a great job, by the way. You were creepy as hell. Mm-hmm. Right up front, where you buy your tickets, it says, the actors may touch you. And it's right front and center.
It's really easy to overlook.
It was my own fault for missing it. That would have been my mistake. That would have been my bad. That would have been my error. Mm-hmm. I do not have a problem with the actors making light contact. There were a couple occasions where an actor came up to me and was, give me your hand. He like pulled my hand out of my hoodie and like held my hand and then pushed me forward to like guide me forward. It's like very creepy, right? Like, dude, like I don't know this person. And like I know it's for show. I know it's an act. But still, I mean, it was very, not off-putting, but very weird. And there were multiple occasions where actors came up behind me and like touched the back of my neck and grabbed the back of my neck and like played with my head. And I was like, why are they touching me? They're not supposed to touch me. I didn't sign a waiver. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And I'm like, Gage, Jenna, I must go look at their signboard on the walk-in. Right front and center. The actors may touch you. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, well, I agreed to it by buying a ticket.
Yep.
And it was It made it so much better.
It did. It's
And
such an overlooked thing.
And there was no inappropriate contact.
No,
There was
by no
no
means. And it wasn't
grabbing.
hurting.
Yeah, it was not like they were abusing us.
Yeah, what was it? I had some girl poking me with the fork under
Yeah,
the table,
under
and that
your shoe.
scared me.
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
you didn't
not
expect
ready.
it, right?
And plus, they were poking at my feet, and I'm usually looking up. So I'm like, what the hell?
What the hell is that, right?
But
and there
that was good.
There was one part, I think, where one of the actors was on the ground. They grabbed for somebody's ankle and like just kind of like grabbed their leg a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, that's creepy stuff, dude. And as patrons who are usually going through haunts like Green Bay Fear and Terror
Where
of
they
the
barely
Fox
even
and
breathe on
Revenge,
you.
but where they don't touch you ever,
They just get in your
and
face.
there's
That's
always like 4 or 5 feet of space between you. Like, these actors were right in your face.
This is definitely...
We got some fresh meat. And I'm just like, Daddy's uncomfortable about this one. It was a welcome change. Really, it was. I can see why some people like going to those. For me, it made the experience way more immersive. Way, way better. And so now that I got that out of the way, I made my point about that. If you are not okay with being touched, do not go. I will say this. VIP actor is the gentleman who was working at the front of the church. You know who you are. You are outstanding.
I was going to pick him too.
Yeah, well, there's...
But I'll pick a second one.
Yeah, well, I would say the other VIP actor is the girl that works
Exactly.
in the garage.
That'll be my VIP actor. You had the
Yeah, she is outstanding.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
But pointing this out, they said it's an R-rated haunt. They said it's really not for kids. Let's be honest. And I will echo that by saying there was adult language being used. There wasn't a ton of swearing. It wasn't like unbelievable, but there was swearing. There was a lot of gore. There was violence, and it was very, very adult. My rating, 9.5 out of 10. It's the closest I've ever gotten to saying it's a perfect haunt. I was very, very impressed. $35 ticket price is more than fair. It was a great time. They have a food and concession stand, and I give it my highest recommendation. I would actually put this right alongside Revenge, and those of you that watch this channel know how much I love the Revenge haunt. You
Honestly,
give your final
same thoughts here. I'm pretty much mirroring exactly what you're going to say. 9.5.
Yeah.
I would put it on par with Revenge. That it definitely blew my expectations out of the water.
It's really impressive.
I thought we had another Morgan in our case. So I'm like, we drove 40-something minutes to just this.
Have a bunch of kids screaming
A
in our
bunch
face.
of kids screaming in our face. Boy, was I wrong, and I am so happy about that. So 9.5 MVP actor. The gal running the introduction in that house, man, was she loud, and I bet her voice was heard in the very next day.
And let me just say this, a final shout out. Huge, huge props to the gentleman working in the front of that church. You are outstanding at what you do. Very, very impressed.
Very impressed, guys.
So, Gage,
Seriously.
let me ask you. I know the viewers want to know. That's why they come to the channel. Do you have a question that you would like to ask everybody watching?
Is it scary, Wisconsin?
You tell us. Let us know your thoughts on Spooks on Spurr in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed our breakdown discussion here. And we will see you right here next time.